fire. It's on the... Ah! He made it! Oh my...
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
This is how we like to do it.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
Oyster camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University. I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach.
Hello, everyone. Welcome inside Platt Arena. It is Preston Husband and Ross Gosnell. It is almost the end of winter break, and we've got a good Crossroads League matchup tonight between the Huntington Foresters and the Grace College Lancers. set with two evenly matched teams to start this year. Grace right now at 9-6. The Huntington Foresters at 8-7, trying to get back on track. Tonight, Ross, one of my favorite games all year long between two great rivals, and an offensive foul called here early on the Lancers, and the Huntington will create a turnover on that first defensive possession.
That's what HU needed there on their first defensive session there, just getting the offensive foul and creating turnovers.
Huntington has had a little bit of up and downs here recently. They've played well in the non-conference, but just 1-4 in the Crossroads League, which we both know is always very, very tough. They're looking to get back on track here tonight. Liv Raby has an easy two right at the rim.
Yeah, that was a good jump shot there from Olivia Raby to get started here for HU.
That's Gabi Melby. She's got career highs in every single category, and Liv Raby now with the block, doing it on both ends.
Yeah, that was a great block there from Olivia Raby.
Melby, coast to coast, missed that one too strong. It's ripped out of there as the Lancers push back the other way. Already a fast tempo to this one. Kinsey Ryman, bounce pass in front of the Foresters bench. It's Grace in their away black and red, familiar colors for many Forester fans. And there's an easy two by Morgan Hauk, who's also having a career season.
That was a great shot there for Morgan Hauk there to get over Annika Nelson.
She's averaging 18 points per game as Hauk out of Plymouth, Michigan. She has been dynamite. Last year as a freshman, very good, played in 31 games. This year, she's taken that next step. Nelson inside, and Raby has the first four.
That was a nice dump off there from Annika Nelson to Olivia Raby.
It's been more of a focal point to get Raby involved offensively. She's averaging 12.5 points per game this season, and when she gets in that deep area, Ross, we know she's tough to stop. She's tabbed as a second teamer in the conference to start the year, and she's looked better than that on some evenings here in Platte Arena.
Yeah, Olivia Raby's just been strong. She's a lot confident when she's down in the paint, and she can get it done also down the defensive side.
Hauk with 3 on the shot clock, forces up a wild shot. It did hit the rim, but Melby grabs the miss. And now Kellum will launch her first triple, and it's perfect.
That was a nice swish there from Bailey Kellum.
Here early, Melby being the playmaker, as we've seen all year long, and now the Foresters turn the Lancers over again. Up ahead, Kellum at the rim this time. Quick 5 for Bailey.
That was a quick one for Bailey Kellum, just getting Grace all confused right now.
Huntington doing a nice job getting out and running. That was Liv Raby with the perfect touchdown pass to Kellum. Looked like a wide receiver out there. 3 on the way. That's no good, and it's going to roll out of play as that one was left short. First shot of the night by Peyton Murphy, who's having a good year, but the Foresters really turning it up on the defensive end here early, Ross.
Yeah, I like how HU and Coach Darby Magger's been playing so far in the first quarter. Again, fast pace going.
Raby will slow it down with Kellum, skips it over. That was tipped, we thought, but it was actually off a Forester last, so HU hands it right back. In the games that Huntington has lost, turnovers have not been their friend. They've turned it over a lot in their losses, and they've taken really good care of the ball in their wins. They're looking to do that here tonight.
I feel like that's what's going to be the key. How can HU take care of the basketball without creating too many turnovers?
Ryman tries wrapping that around. Good defense again by Raby. Another loose ball. The Lancer player is sitting out of bounds, and because of that, it's going to be Huntington's basketball.
For Grace right now, have a quick 3 turnovers. That's pretty crucial right now for Coach Dan Davis.
Coach Dan Davis, as you mentioned, in his 7th season, 112-88 is the record heading into this season. Last year, they were the NCCAA national champs. They lost Maddie Ryman, who we've already talked about, her sister Kinsey out here on the floor, one of the best players in program history. So they had to replace her, and a lot of these freshmen, sophomore coming back, they're having monster seasons. Nelson tries one right in front of the rim. That's too strong, and pulled out of there is heading the other way is Peyton Murphy. One of those players stepping up as a senior this season. Lots of contact, and they'll say it's off of Raby. That's her 2nd block of the night already.
Hey, Olivia Raby's doing well down the defensive area of the paint.
She actually leads the conference in blocks and blocks per game. She's been awesome defensively this season. Long 2-point jumper on the way is too strong. Right under the rim was Murphy as she grabs another rebound. And now she'll fire a 3. Excuse me, that was another Lancer, but it's pulled down by Kellum.
That was a great rebound there for Bailey Kellum to get that defensive stop for HU.
Pace is picking up again, and it's another turnover for HU. That's 2 in the last 3 possessions. Lancers have a chance to cut into this lead. Murphy goes back door at the rim again. That time it was Kellum with the rejection. Unless they'll give it credit to Raby, and I think based off of the celebration from her teammates, it was Liv who got another hand on it.
I say Liv's been having a great game so far, having 3 blocks in the first quarter.
It'll lead to the first sub of the game for either side. It's going to be Maddie Pointer coming in for Becca Marshall. Becca, Columbia City native. Pointer from LaPel. 14 games off the bench this year. Just a freshman, so a fun young player to watch if you're a Lancer fan. Left side dribble. Another good defensive play, this time by Yoakum. Pushes the Lancers off that 3-point arc for the moment. Out, tosses it up top. That 3 is no good. Strong again by Murphy, but another offensive rebound.
I kind of feel like what HU struggles at, boxing out and letting the opponents have their offensive rebounds so that they have another chance.
Hauk, a tough 2, misses. Melby grabs another rebound. That's her 3rd of the night already to go along with 2 assists. We've yet to see her get involved scoring, but man, she's a great playmaker, trying to do it again for Yoakum. That one's short, and Hauk has another board herself. Hauk finds Pointer, that freshman, into the game, and Yoakum caught her on the way through. That's a 3-shot foul for Maddie Pointer.
That's not what you want right now from Kendall Yoakum creating that foul.
That'll bring in the first sub of the night for the Foresters. Annika Nelson is going to take a seat as we see Huntington go a little bigger inside with the freshman Addie Shank. She has been phenomenal here in her first year. She won the state title last year, Bishop Luers. A slow start for her in the Forester uniform, but since then, man, Ross, she has been dynamite.
Yeah, that's what I like about Addie Shank, because she can create offensive stuff with down there with the bigs, with Olivia Raby, and that Addie Shank just a great player all around the perimeter.
First free throw, no good. Second, perfect. It's back to a 6-point game. We're 1 second away from our first media timeout. So the next stoppage will take us there as Pointer goes 2 for 3, her first 2 of the night. And if you're Coach Dan Davis, you love to see that production right away off the bench, because Pointer only averages about 3 points per game, and you already get 2 from her here in the first 5 minutes.
That's what they kind of need tonight out of Grace, is a lot of production in the paint.
Shank had a little bit of an easy look. Well defended inside by the Lancers. Hauk goes strong to the rim. Can't get the roll. Raby clears. It's going to force another sub as Sophia Morrison, freshman from Oak Hill, will stop at the table. Kellum's wide open for 3, and she's got 8 of the 12 already.
Man, Bailey Kellum's getting the monies going from the 3-point arc.
She only shot the ball once at Marion over the weekend. She had a little bit of a knee/leg injury. She only played 10 minutes, and we've been kind of waiting for one of these breakout vintage Bailey Kellum performances, and it looks like we're in store for one tonight.
That's what I got to say. I'm going to feel like Bailey Kellum's going to put on the show here tonight at Platte.
Huntington gets another stop. Once again, the next stoppage will take us to our first media timeout. Kellum to Shank, wide open is Yoakum. Great 3-point shooter as that one rims in and out, and Hauk pulls it away.
That was a great pass there from Maddie Shank to Kendall Yoakum, but Kendall could have drove it inside, did a shot fake.
Yoakum loves to shoot the 3, though. 75% of her shots last year came from deep. There's another missed 3 from Grace. Kellum battling for the board, gets it to Melby.
Great rebound there from Bailey Kellum with that physical activity down there.
Raby had Kellum open for a moment. Instead, she chooses Yoakum. Nice position inside, and an easy 2 for Shank.
That was a nice back-end area from Addie Shank from a great pass from Kendall Yoakum.
She worked hard to get that positioning early, Ross, and that's what made that pass so easy and made the 2 so easy as well. Nice move inside, and now Pointer's already over her season average. She's got 4, and we talked about it. They've got a nice group of young players who are looking to extend their career and having some of the best years of their career.
That's what I like about Coach Dan Davis, is he's got a lot of young core and that he can develop it throughout the seasons.
Pointer's got another 2, and she's got 4 straight. She's got 6, and that's the lead now.
I feel like HU's got a stopper right now.
Kellum with a great shovel pass to Raby, and right now Huntington's getting a lot of their work done right inside.
That was a nice dump off pass there from Bailey Kellum.
That's going to be a turnover on the Lancers, and when we come back, the Foresters in front right now by 8, 16-8. Fast start for HU.
Forester Camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
Huntington doubling up the Lancers right now as they're off to a fast start offensively. Ross, they're getting a lot of good looks from outside, but man, Huntington is getting a lot of easy layup looks inside that painted area early.
Yeah, Huntington's been played pretty well down in the paint right now. Right down, they're shooting 7 for 12 for 58%, which is a pretty good start there for Coach Darby Maggard and HU right off the gates.
And you see the production already from your star player in Bailey Kellum. She's got 8. That matches the total for the Lancers. And as mentioned, she's had a little bit of a slower year this year, but that's because she was freshman of the year last year, Ross, and now every team knows what she wants to do, and it makes her job that much harder. Melby working inside, flips one to Shank. Addie will put it on the floor. Nice up and under move, just didn't get the finish, and then the rebound is pulled out of there by Kinsey Ryman. Good rebounding guard at about 3 per game. Sophia Morrison goes to her left. Shank may have tipped that one and then grabs the miss. Nelby always searching for an open teammate. This time she finds Shank again. Addie back to her strong right. That one was shot too hard over the backboard, pulled down by Peyton Murphy. Left side Morrison, that's what she's in there to do, but shoots that one too strong. Another offensive chance pulled down by Molly Long. Those are starting to pile up a little bit against HU.
Yeah, right now Grayson's got 4 offensive rebounds right now, which HU's got to close out on that.
Drive inside, foul called. That is only our 3rd foul of the night, and that's going to go on Kendra Sheets. It looks like it will be a shooting foul, and Kinsey Ryman, who shoots a ton of free throws, will make her way to the charity stripe now. Thought this was really interesting when I was doing some research today. In Kinsey Ryman's first 3 seasons at Grace, as a freshman, sophomore, junior, she shot 74 free throws. Already this year, that's her 76th attempt. It's amazing. She's really getting to the rim a lot and finding ways to make free throws. As number 10 for Grace knocks in the first, rims that one in and out, and Shank pulls down another miss as it's 16-9. That tells me she's feeling a little more comfortable in this offense, Ross.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Kinsey Ryman, she's been confident around the free throw line, and she's just getting contact every play.
Melby pulls it back and hits, and now she's in the scoring column. She's got 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists already in this first period. Is shooting a career high in every single percentage. Field goal, 3-point, and free throw percentage this season. Back to the basket, Morrison again, that one's short. She's off to an 0 for 2 start as Long is battling with Nelson. Nelson unable to collect it, and it looks like they're gonna give it to the Lancers as that was last touched by Annika Nelson.
It looked like Coach Darby wanted a timeout there, but she couldn't get it in time.
Yeah, I'm not sure Huntington had true control there. I think the shot clock is at 30, but it should go to 20. They're going to keep it at 30. It is not what you typically see in a front court possession, but they'll stick with it. Drive inside again as Pointer's been early offensively. Now back to the left side goes Peyton Murphy. She's been quiet in this first half so far, and there's a travel at the top of the key by Hauk.
Right now, Grace has got 5 turnovers in the first quarter. I kind of want to see how Coach Dan Davis, if he takes a timeout or before the end of the first quarter, just make some adjustments with ball control.
Running out of time just a little bit, only 24 seconds left as Raby splits the defense. Kicks it to Kendra Sheets. Gets inside. Now Huntington looks like they can hold for the last shot. Been a nice start for HU on both sides of the court. Offensively, got off to a fast start. Defense has been great. It's where Melby excels. Pulls up from the mid-range and knocks it in. And the Foresters are going to take a double-digit lead into the second quarter as the senior leader, Melby, has got it going. When we come back, Huntington will try to add on. It's 21-9 in Platt Arena.
My name is Mark, and I love to play the drums. I started drumming in the 9th grade. That's when I actually had a drum set. I actually started playing in my mind when I was about 5 years old. My older brother was a drummer, and he was my idol. Now for me, fortunately, the church has been a place where I could play the drums, and so I always had an outlet, even every single week, where I could be playing the drums, and so I could kind of fit it into the rest of my life with getting married, having kids, having a job. I would say that being made in the image of God means that God as creator has wired creativity into all of us. And so for me, playing the drums is my avenue for how I can express that creative aspect of being made in the image of God. And I love to do it.
To me, Forster can't be.
21-9, a fast start for the Huntington Foresters. They're back here at home after a tough loss against the Marion Knights. We got a few people tuning in, Ross, and we always love saying hello to our viewers. We got Tammy Gass. It sounds like she's down at IU. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm hearing.
At Bloomington. Hey, those Hoosiers, they've been playing a little better basketball here the last few weeks. And then Clint Dog Johnson, big Grace College fan. He's always active on Twitter. We go back and forth a little bit. Of course, we don't like the same teams, but we have a lot of the same ideas. And he's a big supporter of Grace Athletics and, of course, the NAIA hoops and NAIA basketball. He's always tuning in. We appreciate you checking our broadcast out tonight, and for the kind words, Clint, as that one's missed at the rim, and Shank is doing a lot of work here early at the rim. That's our 4th rebound. Kellum off to a fast start. That one just rims out, and it's pulled down by Maddie Pointer. Hauk will slow it down, and it's going to be a moving screen. That's going to be on Molly Long. That is the second time that Grace has been called for that here tonight.
That's why you have to have your feet set. If not, the refs are going to call you every time with an illegal screen.
Grace is really keeping this pressure going right now. They continue to go full court press and then trying to trap the ball handlers. It might be working here against the freshman Sheets, but Melby and Kellum clear. Gabi working to her left. Sheets had an opening to drive. Instead works inside to Liv Raby. Back out to Kellum. 4 on the shot clock. Melby so good again. Late clock scenarios. Does not get it off in time. Would have counted if she did, but that one was no good.
A little too short there. Just causing a shot clock violation for HU.
That's more of what Dan Davis is looking for this extended press and from this extended press. Make them burn that clock before they get across the half-court line and then have to settle for a bad shot. There, Huntington didn't even get one off. Hauk works to her left, gets it up and missed again. Shank pulls down now her 5th rebound. Melby being chased.
Could we see a double-double from Maddie Shank?
It's looking likely if she can get to work on the score column. She's got it now. Back out to Sheets. A lot of young players out there. And now 3 seconds called on Liv Raby.
Right now, that's 2 quick back-to-back turnovers there for HU right now.
Still 21-9. Grace is yet to cut into this lead, but to their point, Huntington has not added on at all either. 1:30 into this second quarter. Not a lot of whistles. It's been very fast-paced game for both teams.
Clean officiating, I call it so far. Not very many fouls happening right now.
Right side, Hauk being guarded by Melby. Morgan pulls up from the free throw line and gets that one to go. This Grace team, they don't shoot a ton of three-pointers at all, Ross. They're doing most of their work around the rim and finding their ways to the rim. Kellum launches again. That one misses. Shank fights for it, gets it, and scores.
Man, Addie Shake's been all over the place right now on the offensive, defensive, and then scoring as well.
She has really picked up her pace, and her production here is just a freshman. She is someone to keep an eye on. Her and Liv Raby, if they play together, that's one of the best big duos in the entire conference for a long time coming, Ross.
Oh, yeah, that's a great future there for Darby.
Raby is going to be whistled for a foul there, as that was a strong move by Peyton Murphy to get to the charity stripe. We haven't called Murphy's name hardly at all tonight. She's got 3 rebounds, but she's scoreless, Ross. And that's surprising because she is one of their top scorers, averaging 17 points per contest. She also adds in 11 rebounds per game. She is an excellent player, but Huntington has obviously put a bullseye on her tonight and trying to keep her all out of the scoring column, and so far until that free throw they had.
I feel like that's what Coach Darby Maggard kind of focused on during film this week for Grace, is that keep an eye on number 21, Peyton Murphy, and close her out.
Murphy's got her first 2. She can get it going quickly. She's had as many as 36 in a game this year. Kellum catches, goes to the rim. She is fouled. It's going to be a block inside. And now Huntington will shoot their first 2 free throws of the night, and it'll be one of their best free throw shooters in Bailey Kellum.
Bailey Kellum at the line for the Foresters.
Kellum had that fast start in the first quarter. She's up to 9 points now. Talked about her only playing 10 minutes down in Indy on Saturday. It's kind of hard to find yourself against one of the top teams in the country having to be sidelined with a slight injury, but I think it was more of precaution from Coach Darby Maggard. I texted her today and said, Bailey good to go? She said, yes, exclamation point, we're ready to have her back. And so far, it's pretty good to see her back with those 10 early points.
That's what they needed tonight from Coach Darby Maggard, the production out of Bailey Kellum, and she's showing it.
Good hands there, and that forces another turnover as Hauk tried to pick it up too late, and it's back to Huntington.
Right now, Grace is causing a lot of turnovers. Huntington's just capitalizing off of them.
Sheets gets this one across the timeline. Raby catches inside. Melby will catch fire, and that one is short. It's pulled out of there by Hauk. He's a great rebounder at 5'8". Already has a handful tonight. Murphy left side, Sophia Morrison, excuse me. Side, fastball caught, back to the basket, good hands again. Hauk will have to go to work against Melby. She finds Murphy inside, contact there again, but no foul.
Great defense there from Maddie Shank.
They're letting them play a little bit tonight. There's been a lot of physicality on both sides, but not a ton of whistles.
I kind of feel like that's what they need, is a lot of physicality between the two teams.
Melby, a little bit of a bad pass there. Not sure where she was going with that one. And now Morrison will go back to work. Hauk will reset. Morgan kicks it out, just kept in by Pointer. This Grace team a little out of sorts offensively right now. Pointer drives in. Good footwork there to keep that pivot foot down, and then it's knocked out of play as that rebound was almost secured by Shank. And now it's back to Huntington. Hasn't been many breaks in this game, has there, Ross?
No, I like the gameplay right now. Just a lot of up and down basketball.
Of course, we've got the men's game up next. That'll be a fun one, as always, between these two schools. Kellum looking for another triple, and she's got 3 of them.
Man, she's got that money connection right now from the three-point arc.
Leading scorer with 13. She's matched the total for the Lancers here in this first half. That ball caught on the hip, and it's off of Pointer last, and it's back to the Foresters. How many turnovers is that now, Ross?
That is 8 turnovers right now for Grace Lancers. Sounds like Coach Dan Davis is going to take a timeout.
And we'll take a break with them. It'll send us to our media timeout. It's 28-13, all Foresters here in the first half.
Media timeout. Peyton Murphy returning to the Lancers lineup following.
To me, Forester Camp is fellowship.
To me, Forester Camp is like engaging.
To me, Forester Camp was inspiring.
I hoped that I would be able to make more friends who have not really been around much.
How I describe this camp is pretty chill and like fun.
And it's fun too. It's something that like people can be engaged in and have a great time, but also still learn life lessons and lessons about the Bible, kind of see the world from a different perspective.
Fun every single day, and you meet a lot of new people. It's pretty judgment-free because everyone's all in the same boat.
You don't really have anything to lose by coming to the camp. I think a lot of people are scared to take that risk. I could promise you that you wouldn't be bored or not have a good time here.
Something only happens one time in the universe. It never happens exactly the same. So like, you better take your opportunity while you can.
(28-13). It's an early fast start for the Foresters. We've seen them in a couple games this year get off to these fast starts, and then some teams will pull back in. We saw it against Bethel, against Mount Vernon a little bit, but tonight they seem to be in control as long as they continue to take care of the basketball against this strong Grace defense.
Yeah, I feel like HU's going to come out really taking the control if they're going to keep going with this fast tempo.
Huntington does a nice job there getting it across the timeline. Now they'll have 20 seconds to work with offensively. Melby was ready for Kellum to launch again. Instead, it's Raby who goes to work and scores another easy two.
Nice post work there from Olivia Raby.
Raby is having a great night so far. She's got 8 points. Good defense there again by Liv. 3 ball on its way and good. That was Kinsey Ryman. Only a 27% three-point shooter on the year, but man, that's a big shot for Grace right now.
That was a big response there from Kinsey Ryman.
Kellum shot fakes, works to her left. Inside goes Sheets. Melby shot fake, 15-footer. That one's short. Raby kept it alive for a moment, and it's picked up by the Lancers. Ryman maybe thinking about another 3. Good ball movement by this Lancers team. Kick it up top of the key. Sheets runs the shooter off the line, and it's a tough two that's up and in by Murphy.
Felt like there Peyton Murphy took the attacking on the glass there from Kendra Sheets. Big versus small there.
Kellum being hounded once again, gets it to Sheets inside. Now Shank. She'll have to reset with Melby. 15 on the shot clock, still some time for HU. Gabi works in. Shank was wide open and gets the roll.
Nice backdoor cut there from Maddie Shank from a great Gabi Melby assist.
Melby is dominating this game right now. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, as that one's knocked out of play. Take a look at some of these stats for Gabi Melby. She is averaging 16 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.3 assists, all while shooting 48% from the field, 44% from deep, and 81% from the charity stripe. She has really been that sole consistent leader for Huntington this season, as the same can be said for Hauk. She knocks down a tough two. Tough pass there. Nelson forced it to Melby. Gabi touched it last, and it's out of play. That's another turnover for HU.
Yeah, that was a costly turnover there for HU. They just need to take it and slow it down a little bit.
Coach Dan Davis, as always, excited about the defensive intensity there. Left side, Kinsey Ryman had an opening. Instead, throw it inside. Good footwork to keep that one in play as Yoakum tries to cut off the driver, and she got a little too handsy there as Becca Marshall draws the foul.
That's Kendall Yoakum's second foul right now, so she better get her stuff ready.
Yoakum, no points tonight. She's been in that starting role since Peyton Hartsoe has been out. We haven't seen Peyton since, looks like November 23rd is the last time she played. So I didn't hear what necessarily happened, but haven't seen Peyton on the floor since then. That 3 is on the way off from Hauk. That is not her strength at just 22% on the year. Wide open is Raby. She goes up and under and blocked from behind. Great recovery there from Emma Sperry.
Maddie Pointer returns to the Lancers lineup.
2:49 left in our first half. Melby looking for an option. She's got to get it in quick. It's Nelson, who's also been quiet so far. No points to her name. And a hold is going to be called here. And it looks like it's going to go on Peyton Murphy. That'll be just her first of the night.
Got to give a little bit of a space there, not getting up so much body contact.
Looked like she could have had a hold of Melby's jersey a little bit as well. Marshall will check back out. That's Molly Long, who had some good minutes earlier, comes back in. Sheets, Kellum off the screen, hits another!
If you have Bailey Kellum's feet set, she's letting it fire.
16 of the 35 for Bailey. That is exactly what Coach Maggard was looking for tonight from her star. Inside, tough catch. Sheets picks it up. It's a foul on the Lancers again. And we'll wait and see who that's on. It was Molly Long in there, and it's Huntington's basketball.
That's her second, so I'm kind of curious what Dan Davis would do.
Morrison will check back in. Interesting note about Sophia Morrison. I actually called one of her high school games back at Oak Hill last year for the Action Sports Network. She is an absolute sniper, Ross. She's in now from Oak Hill, and she, in her high school career, had 1,400 points and knocked down over 200 three-pointers. So she is someone to watch throughout her next 4 seasons. She is excellent at Oak Hill, and I imagine she'll be pretty good at Grace as well.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Grace still with the ball after another Huntington turnover. There is Morrison. Bounces it inside, back to the left, and a good score there from Long. Averaging just over 1 point per contest. She looked comfortable in there. Raby loses it. Nelson picks it up, and Melby somehow gets it across. Kellum ready to roll again. That one is short, and the foul is going to be called on, I believe, Kendra Sheets, and she was flying in there to rebound.
It was on Annika Nelson with that foul.
I saw that on the replay. It looked like Nelson was kind of trying to get her defensive player in there deep and maybe just use the 2 hands to shove. So Nelson picks up her first. Ryman, bounce pass up to Hauk. Hauk is going to force an illegal screen, and that time it's on Murphy, so that's her second.
Costly turnovers off of those offensive fouls for Grace.
And Melby did a nice job maybe acting that one out too. Raby gets it across. Nelson goes to the rim, tough 2, force that one. Hauk pulls down yet another rebound, make it 5 on the night. Now she goes coast to coast, scores a tough 2.
That was a great coast to coast there for Morgan Hauk for the Lancers.
Huntington has lost just 1 point to their lead after that first quarter. Nelson turns it over again. Sophia Morrison drives, can't get it to go. It's knocked down, and then it's off of the Lancers' last as Ryman couldn't handle. Kind of a weird play there as Sophia Morrison had an open lane to the rim and just couldn't finish as Nelson maybe forced that miss. Melby gets it across Raby, and now Sheets drives to the rim, gets to the left and scores.
Nice shot there from Kendra Sheets to get herself on the scoreboard.
I really like Kendra Sheets. Here's Morrison, that sniper, but yet to find the scoring column yet. I think Sheets is going to be a good player for the Foresters for the next 3 years. That is off the back of the head of Long, and it's out for HU. Maddie Pointer will check in. Becca Marshall coming back out. Be awfully nice for Huntington to add on to this 13-point lead, Ross, right before the break.
I would love to see that happen and get comfy.
Kellum, shot fake, another triple on its way and good again.
Man, she's on fire getting those 3-point connections.
She's 5 of 8 from downtown, 19 in this first half for Bailey, and now Melby is going to be whistled for a personal as Hauk did a nice job getting to the rim.
That's Gabby's first foul, so we're all right now, HU.
And it's the 4th on the team, and really you're not worried too much about the bonus here late in this first half. Melby will check out. See who Huntington runs at the point. It looks like it could be Kendra Sheets here in this final possession. Alk on the year, 83%. She keeps up that fine percentage as she knocks in her first. Had double digits in every single Crossroads League game, including 25 and 24 against IWU and Marion, two of the top teams in this conference. She's an awesome player. She's also only a sophomore.
Costly turnover there from Bailey Kellum and the Foresters.
Couple too many steps there for Kellum. Both teams have turned it over a decent amount here in this first half. Thankfully for HU, they've shot it quite well to counteract that. 21 seconds till the halftime break. We will have Darby Maggard right after the first half to come over and chat with us about her team's performance. Ryman setting it up. Hauk looks like she's going to be the one to take it to the rim. Left side falls away, can't get the roll, and the Foresters will take a 14-point lead with them. And we've got Coach Darby Maggard joining us right now after a nice first half. Coach, your team came out, the defensive intensity in that first 5-10 minutes, excellent. What do you see from your team that allowed you to turn Grace over so many times in that first half?
Yeah, I honestly loved like you said, like the intensity that we brought to the defensive side of the ball I thought was really good. We need to continue that in the second half. Obviously, Grace is a really scrappy, really great at downhill drives, and so I thought we did a really good job of staying disciplined in those. And I thought Liv was everywhere, especially in the first couple minutes. She was a great helper, and her timing on those blocks was really, really good.
Best shot blocker in the league so far this year. She has 3 more in that first quarter tonight. Your star player, Bailey Kellum, it's been a little up and down for her this year. Tonight, this is the old Bailey Kellum, 19 at the half.
Yeah, she is obviously she didn't get to play a ton. She missed like 3 quarters in that Marion game, and she came out today and was excited to be back on the floor, and I think it shows. We love having her back.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
All right, well, let's get back on track tonight. We'll see you afterwards.
Thank you.
40-26, halftime break. Preston Husband, Ross Gosnell. We're going to take a break with them. We'll be back on FDN Sports here in a few minutes.
The State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
Hello, I'm John Thomas, and I am a game master for D&D. I got into D&D from some mutual friends my sophomore year of college, and we played a super janky, completely messed up game, and it was a blast. From that moment on, I fell in love. For a while though, I didn't have anybody to play with, so I was like, what do I do? I looked online, I started listening to podcasts. As fun as listening to those podcasts were, I really wanted to play, but I had nobody to play with. I thought to myself, why don't I just see if anybody I know would want to play? And that's when I asked these guys back here if they wanted to play D&D with me and let me be their game master, and now we've been playing for almost a year and a half. As much as it is about playing the game and having fun playing the game, more than anything, it's about getting together and maintaining that friendship and just connecting catching up on life, talking through things that we're going through. A great way to have a good time with your friends.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
So my dad got me my first Lego set when I was maybe 5 or 6, and I kind of just fell in love with them from there. I played with them up until I was about 12, and then I had like a big break. Around my senior year of high school, I was in like a dark place in my life, so I decided I'm gonna buy 3 Lego sets, and I just kind of hopped right back into it. I do sell some of my collection, but currently I have a collection worth about $3,000. When I was a kid, I really wanted the Lego Batman video game Killer Moth, but they never made that as like an actual figure. Now that I'm an adult, I've kind of just been patching up those holes where it's like they still don't make it, but other people will make customs of it. So just kind of buying those old figures that I used to really want as a kid. My real goal is eventually to one day sell all of the expensive ones that I have to make like a big purchase, like a car. Just using this thing that brought me joy as a child, and then eventually moving on from it to grow myself as a person.
Hey. I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
Right, well, on that note, I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I'm Eleanor. You remember me. This is my husband, Raphael, and our daughter, Dahlia.
No. Thank you, Eleanor. He's got memory loss. He's not deaf. The house is in Dad's name, so he's the one who has the right to sell it, and that will be full of red tape.
There has to be something I can do. Appeal for some sort of custody and move our insane father.
He's not insane. He's sick, and I'm handling it.
What does that mean?
Mom always had the best clothes. She's a seamstress through and through.
She sounds amazing.
Yeah, she was a real force in nature. She definitely had a hard life from beginning to end, but she tried to be the best mom that she could.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
And his family specializes in secrets.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
To me, Forester Camps is definitely a lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Telling.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess. You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
I plan on being an author once I'm done with college, so this seemed like a really fun opportunity for me.
It was just glad to meet new people in general and just kind of enjoy the workshop and just take away what I can from it and make myself a better writer.
That whole thing about how to write for musicals, I'd never even thought of that before, but that was awesome.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's washroom is ready to serve you.
Back inside Platt Arena, it is 40-26 after the Foresters get off to a fast start offensively. You heard Coach Darby Maggard talk about the defensive side as well, Ross. Everything was going right for HU in that first half, maybe other than the turnover category. They shoot 16-30 from the field, 6-12 from deep. Those 11 turnovers, maybe something you want to clean up, but overall a really solid half against a quality opponent.
I thought the overall production, that was pretty good in the first half for Coach Darby Maggard and for HU. Just having overall field goal percentage pretty good right now. Just clean up the turnovers and you just have a pretty good clean ball game.
Well, we're here at the half. I want to give a special shout out. I've got someone that I know as Coach Hamill, Jared Hamill, tuning in tonight. His 4 daughters are all tuning in as well. Addie actually plays under assistant coach Gabi Melby for the junior Lady Vikes team here in town. His other daughters, Lindley, Whitley, and Ainsley, they're all watching. Jared and his wife, Emily, very impactful people in my life. He was my high school baseball coach, my first ever high school baseball coach. He always believed in me. And one time, Ross, he let me skip baseball practice when I was a JV player or a freshman player and go broadcast a varsity baseball game. And I just had to do some hitting work afterwards. So he's a big and influential part of my broadcasting career and my short baseball career, but a really impactful person in my life, and just wanted to give him a shout out. I'm sure you have people like that as well. And all of his young daughters, maybe future Foresters. He played baseball here at Huntington University under the older Coach Frame, Mike, and he's a special person to me, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. And we'll get back to basketball now, but it's been a special first half for HU, Ross, and a good crowd as always here tonight. Of course, hurting a little bit with no students, but still a great atmosphere in Platt Arena, as you can always expect between these two teams.
It's a great atmosphere. You got great crowd here tonight at Platt Arena. Like you said, there's no students here because of Christmas break, so everything should be well right now for HU.
Also want to give a shout out to Jill, who's watching from Florida, one of the team managers who's here every single game. Unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, she's in Florida right now, so not here in Huntington. Thanks for letting us know, Cindy. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And she sure misses being here tonight, handing out those waters to the players. Phenomenal One has a question for you. Ross, what's your take on the game so far in that first half?
I thought HU has played well overall, just clean basketball, just say the first half.
Yep, other than those turnovers, they were really sharp. And, you know, when you have a star like Bailey Kellum, sometimes you have the ebbs and flows of a shooter. They're either really feeling it or they're really having a tough night, and they'll still keep shooting it. Tonight, everything's clicking for Bailey. 6 of 9 from the field, 5 of 8 from deep. She had 19 of the 40 in that first half, Ross.
Oh, yeah. Bailey Kell's just been a phenomenal shooter in the first half, and Coach Dan Davis just needs to make some adjustments and say, how can we close out number one right now to start the second half for Grace?
40-26, about a minute 30 left. Of course, we'll have the men's game coming up next, and that should be a good one as always. We will be missing one of the pieces to the puzzle tonight. You text me this morning, let me know that Scott Moore had a second son this morning, so him and his wife are going to spend that time together, and we'll talk more about that as we get into the men's game. But it's always good to see Scott Moore on the sidelines here, a very friendly guy, but we'll see Stephen Holstead and Jordan Widener kind of holding on to the reins tonight as you see some of the highlights from that first half, and that's why you got to build these solid staffs, much like Corey Alford and Darby Maggard have as well.
Oh, yeah, that's how they do it here. That's the head coaching program for the university, just building great assistant coaches as well. And I heard from Scott Moore when he texted me this morning, I know a kind of little tease about it, but he's going to be tuning in tonight, so give him hopefully a special shout out saying congratulations when he tunes into our broadcast the next game.
He's got now 2 sons, so look out for them to be future Grace Lancers. He's really done a remarkable job with that program. It's Preston husband Ross Gosnell here tonight. It's been a while since we've been here in Platte Arena. The win against Olivet Nazarene, that was Brady Gallo on the call then, but Ross and I teaming up once again, and you just don't get much bigger games than Grace and Huntington, and just holds a special place in my heart, Ross. Anytime we can call these two schools, it's intense, it's fun, but at the end of the day, both these teams really respect each other, and it's just quality basketball.
Also very competitive.
Absolutely.
As well, because these two teams in the Crossroads League are very competitive for what they can bring to the table, to the puzzles.
We are ready to go here. It looks like it'll be Foresters basketball to start the second half. HU 8-7 right now, 1-4 in the Crossroads League. And Coach Gabi Melby, as we've learned during the halftime, will start us in the center of that zone. And guess what? Another playmaking move by the senior leader.
Great playmaking move for Gabi Melby to Olivia Raby to start the second half.
Liv up to 10 now. She's in double digits to follow Kellum. There's another steal by Liv as well. Melby pushing the pace, will slow it down. Huntington down a man as Raby comes back into the picture. Nelson finds Melby again, and this time she falls away, left that one just short, and it's pulled out of there by Morgan Hauk.
That was a little bit of a short jump shot there from Gabi Melby.
Maybe just not quite on balance there. Fell away from that jump shot. Now Pointer will swing it over the left side long. Inside, Murphy's had a quiet night. Ryman's hit 1 3 from there. This time it's too strong, and Raby again collects another rebound.
Great offensive rebound there from the two big girls so far, Olivia Raby and Addie Shank.
Staying in this zone are the Lancers. Melby continues to find her way in the middle of it. This time it's Nelson who turns, falls, can't hit. Raby fights for it, and holding on to her is Peyton Murphy. And all of a sudden, that's 3 fouls on one of the star players for Grace.
That's not what you want right now out of Coach Dan Davis, with Peyton Murphy having 3.
That one worked well by Raby as she now has 3 rebounds tonight. Melby finds Nelson. It's been a quiet night for her. Another offensive rebound, this time Kellum. She has it yanked away, and now Grace runs. They don't have numbers, but Hauk goes to the rim. She's fouled, and she's got a bucket as Raby picks up the personal.
That's Olivia Raby's second personal foul there.
Raby picks up her second, like you said. It is still a 14-point lead for HU. As Hauk heads back to the line, she's the leading scorer tonight for the Lancers, now with 13 after that free throw. Melby able to get across the half-court line, and Yoakum knocks it down in the corner.
Hey, that was a big response there for Kendall Yoakum after being scoreless in the first half.
She really struggled to shoot it in that first half, but we know she's a great three-point shooter. Right around 40% last season from deep. Pointer, good footwork, blocked by Nelson. Then Annika tried to throw it off of the Grace Lancer, and it's actually out on Annika. It's going to be Grace's basketball. Huntington's hands defensively, they've blocked so many shots, tipped so many balls. They have just been excellent. Actually, it looks like possession's going to switch. They're going to give it to HU. I didn't see that one, Ross.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
Kellum again across the timeline, works towards the corner. This is where Grace traps. It looked like Kellum may have stepped on the line. It doesn't matter as it rolls out of play anyways for another turnover. Huntington on 11 turnovers at the half. That's just their first here in the second half, about 2.5 minutes in. Hauk has been the main offense tonight. Good defense by Melby to shut down that drive. Pointer. Back off the dribble. Left side Marshall. And now Ryman, who's also been quiet tonight, drives in. No whistle as she worked through a couple of defenders. And it's going to be an out-of-bounds play underneath the Lancers basket. See there, looked like she may have got tripped up by Kellum. No whistle, and now with just 4 seconds to work on the shot clock, Grace will have to go quick.
Kind of a quick whistle, but just didn't call it.
Another block there. That one's off of the leg of a Forrester. And once again, looks like the ref pointed the wrong way. It is Huntington's basketball.
Yeah, it's kind of like a shot clock violation there, so no matter what, it's a turnover.
Kellum straddling the line, goes back to Nelson. Melby with a tough catch, gets inside. Bailey, shot fake, this time goes to the rim, floats it up, can't get the roll, and it's yanked out of there by Becca Marshall. Now a steal by Yoakum nearly, as that one is tipped out of play into the first row. I think that's something that Kendall has picked up on. Her defense at this level has been so much better this season as a sophomore. Coach Davis still trying to work out some of these flaws offensively here in this second half. Hauk to the rim. Raby with her 4th block of the night.
Man, Olivia Raby's down there like a blocking beast.
Yoakum now on offense, fires a 3, can't get it to go. Nelson flipped it to herself, and it's going to be out of bounds. I think she was expecting Kellum to relocate. Those two just not on the same page.
That was a great effort there from Annika Nelson.
Back to the Lancers. This game had such a great pace in that first half. Started at 5:30. We're about an hour into the game. As you can see, 6:25 left in this third quarter. Inside, good hands by Yoakum. It's going to be a whistle on the far side. One official had jump ball, the other has a personal foul, and that's going to go on Kendall Yoakum.
That's her 3rd, so I thought they were going to call a jump ball as well, but one official says over the other.
Grace right now just shooting 27% from the field, 1 of 9 from deep. Hauk has used a lot of that space in the painted area to score, but couldn't get it that time. Melby pushing to get away from that little pressure that Grace has provided tonight. Raby is going to be called for a travel, and Coach Melby really thought she got shoved there, but instead it's a turnover.
Costly turnover there. I thought that was a basket there.
Darby Maggard really works these officials. She did not enjoy that turnover there. She really thought that Raby, she's asking for the refs to call with the 2 arms in the back there to shove her off her dribble. And that's how she saw it. Unfortunately, that's not how the refs saw it. Left side, 3 on its way. Hauk, again, just not a great three-point shooter. And she's got 2 bad misses from deep. She's better when she's driving in and shooting those little mid-range jumpers. Sheets, a freshman from Columbia City, playing against another Columbia City native, a junior in Becca Marshall, who's out there as well. Huntington skips it to Kellum. Another 3 on the way for Bailey. That's off back iron. Rebound to Raby, goes to her left, scooped it up, couldn't get it to go. Loose ball fought for, and it's picked up by Sophia Morrison.
A lot of physical stuff here in the third quarter.
Not a lot of points though, Ross. Morrison trying to get the lid off the basket. Still can't. And that one rolls out of play. It's Foresters basketball again.
That's what makes it great, though, is just the competitive activity between the two teams.
Just 8 total points in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter. So Grace has started to get stops, but they just cannot find a way to score right now, Ross, and they have to get back in this game. Whistle on Hauk. They'll be so good at drawing those whistles. That foul's on Hauk.
Seems like Coach Dan Davis wants both ways there.
Kellum, long ways from the hoop, drives in between a few defenders. Raby puts it back on the floor, tried spinning to her right, and instead it's a jump ball, and it's going to be Huntington's basketball. Nope, it's not. It's going to go to the guest. And that'll take us to immediate timeout. It's 45-29. Huntington extending their lead here in Platte Arena.
Just call me Yang.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and not talk to anybody. But first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome, and you're really gonna have a good time.
45-29, Foresters extending on their lead, just barely. As we mentioned, a slow offensive third quarter, Ross, but Huntington still in control right now, up 16. And they needed a game like this because it's been tough sledding for them in the Crossroads League, as it can be for any team.
That's what I was going to say, is that it's just any team in general in the conference, is that you're going to have a lot of low-scoring games.
Kate Thomas, a freshman in the game, working hard inside. Couldn't get that one to go. Did pick up an offensive rebound. Freshman from Fishers, Indiana. Another really talented young player. Melby in between the zone again, connects with Raby. Those two in the middle of that zone have dominated tonight.
Oh, yeah, so Gabby Melby has been doing very well, just giving those dump-off passes to the post.
She's got another assist. Stuff in the stat sheet tonight. She's got 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Falling tough shot by Morrison. She finally has her first 2. And Coach Dan Davis wants a timeout. And it's just a 30-second timeout. At least it looks like it. And it's going to be another media. I thought we just took our media, but we'll take another one with them. 4:12 left in the third.
To me, Forester Camps is amazing.
To me, Foresters Camps is cool.
To me, Forester Camps is a great experience. I've always had just a genuine interest for art, and our art teacher was passing out flyers and stuff.
And I saw that my other friends were going to do it, so I got interested in it as well.
This is my first college trip, so I didn't really know kind of what it's like to be in college.
College really isn't as scary as I thought it would be. Definitely go. There is a lot of really cool activities and opportunities you can get here.
Try to get yourself involved. Try to talk to other people who are at the camp as well. Talk to your hosts and stuff.
I mean, there's no reason not to go. I mean, you get out of school, you get to come here.
It's really informative on how college actually is, and that the community here is really great.
47-31, the Foresters coming out of another timeout. Coach Dan Davis wanted to stop play there a little bit, maybe draw up something different defensively. Right now his defense has slowed down Huntington in this third quarter. His offense just not getting many opportunities to score. Melby getting trapped, has to find an opening. It's Annika Nelson. Kellum open in the corner, resets with Sheets, who threw it inside. That was off the knee of Hauk. 15 on the shot clock. Huntington will have the basketball. Nelson looking for an option. Again inside is Sheets. Shoots 15-footer. Raby there to clean it up again.
Can we call the cleanup from Olivia Raby there?
Raby has been dominant inside against this zone in another moving screen, and this time it's going to go on Becca Marshall.
That's what it seems like Grace's trouble so far this evening is the illegal screens.
Turnovers have really plagued them tonight. They actually have less than Huntington tonight. HU has 14, Grace with 12, but man, it felt like Grace's all came in a short window early in that first half. Raby bounces inside, wide open Kellum again. That one's short, good look by Bailey.
That was definitely a good look there.
Hauk has no one stop her and goes coast to coast again for another bucket. She gets it, head down and straight to the rim. We've seen that a few times.
Now we have the two bigs in there again, so Olivia Raby and Addie Shank gonna get them.
That's worked really well tonight when they were in there together. Right here it is, Shank, big to big, as Raby is bumped, can't score, and that's pulled down by Hauk again. Again, to the rim. Morgan can't score that time. Loose ball knocked away. It is off of a Forrester, and it's the Lancers basketball.
Actually, it is Forrester basketball.
Man, a couple of times I swear that the refs have pointed the wrong way, and then we get switched up, but it is HU's ball.
I kind of think they're the same way.
Unless my eyes just aren't working right now. Of course, we are calling, well, I'm calling the game off the monitor. Maybe it's backwards on me. Right side, Melby drives in, floats one up, left it short, fights for it again, pulled down by Hauk. She is rebounding so well. Kellum steals. This time a little easier for Melby right at the rim.
A little too easy there from Gabi Melby.
Kellum with the steal and the assist. She's got 3 assists tonight. Raby with a block, but got a little too much arm there by Hauk. And Morgan will head back to the free throw line. I'm telling you, this is one of Liv Raby's best all-around games that I've seen, Ross. She has dominated inside with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 blocks. She's just done it in every facet of the game this evening.
Yes, she has.
Meanwhile, Morgan Hauk is working on a double-double. She's got 16 points and 9 rebounds. Told you, she's a good rebounding guard. She's shown that tonight as now Shank pulls down the miss. Huntington holds on to a 17-point lead. Hauk goes down there. Didn't look good. Non-contact injury. She's struggling to get back up. Melby fires. And it looks like Hauk is okay, at least walking down the court. Coach Dan Davis is going to need a timeout. Someone's going to have to stop the play. And still, Huntington will move on as Hauk is still down. Kellum drives in, works to her left, can't get it to go. And now finally a timeout comes from the officials. And Hauk is going to need some trouble getting off the court.
Not looking good right now for Coach Dan Davis.
It looked
that
like
injury.
Hauk was going out to defend on the three-point line. And it was a non-contact move, which is never what you want to see. But her coach asked her, do you think anything's seriously wrong? And she shook her head no. So hopefully that is the case. But right now, has to sub out of the game, and that's really been their only offense tonight. Huntington controlling this press well right now. Sheets Drives inside. They're going to call a touch foul here on Pointer. That is the 4th on the guest here in the 3rd quarter. One more will put Huntington in the bonus. Hasn't been a ton of free throws for either side in this one, actually. Game's been played at good pace. Kellum, another triple. This time it's good.
That's actually her first three-pointer there at start the second half, just about the end of the quarter.
It's her first 3 points, period, in the second half. She's up to 22. Sheets trying to keep those hands up. Pointer battles inside. Strong move by her with the left hand. And Davis just looking for some options, looking for some turnovers. There's one by the Foresters, as the Lancers will have a chance to cut into this 18-point lead. Huntington still shooting the ball well right now, 45%, 8 of 19 from deep. Marshall drives in, she's fouled, and she's got a tough bucket, and a chance for one more as she's fouled by Shank.
The basket's good, but the Lancers foul on the play.
54-38. The Lancers can try to cut this as close to 10 as possible before the break. They'll feel a lot better, but it's another free throw miss, and it's ran down by Sheets.
Great rebound there for Kendra Sheets to get things back going.
Melby handling a few Lancers, nearly wrapped up, throws over the top to Nelson. Inside, Shank was open for a second, but then a quick whistle comes from the backside, and it's going to be on Murphy.
That's going to be her 4th.
Yeah, that's trouble. That's one of their best players. So Shank will head back to the free throw line. She's got 6 points tonight off the bench. 8 rebounds to go along with that point total, as that one is too strong. Shank is another just promising young player. Her and Sheets are going to have good long careers, and then they've got that sophomore class in front of them, Ross, that's already kind of that main core that they can build along with.
And the recruiting still continues to this day for Coach Darby Maggard. It's not stopped for her.
She knows the area well. She was obviously one of the best players in the entire state out of Fort Wayne Canterbury. Went on to have an incredible career at the Division I level. And now she comes back here. She's a really good young coach, and you talked about her recruiting has been phenomenal, especially in this area. Foul on Sheets. Pointer knocks down the first. Maddie's having a great night tonight. Her career high, just a freshman, 14 points against Arizona Christian. And with those 2 free throws, she's creeping towards that as she's up to 10. Just her second game ever in double digits. Melby gets it across with Sheets. Huntington once again can hold for that last shot. 10 on it.
Looks like HU is going to take control and kill the clock.
Inside, Melby slings it to Shank. Battles back towards the rim. Fights for the offensive rebound. And it's knocked out of play as the buzzer goes off. Huntington adds on to their lead just a little bit. They're up 15 as they outscore the Lancers by 1 in the 3rd quarter when we come back on FDN Sports.
I saw Forester Camp when I was at school. It said health science, and I'm like really interested in medicine.
I was really set on nursing, but I didn't know any else like biology, chemistry, things like that. So health science was able to broaden my spectrum and learn more things in the science world.
It's opened my mind to a lot of things in the medical field. I'm definitely taking away a lot of knowledge that I didn't have before. Also a lot of new friends.
I was also kind of hesitant because like I'm an introvert, but I got some new friends.
There isn't just like one set biology you can do, from microbiology to biochemistry. So knowing my options is something that I'm gonna take away.
I'm wanting to learn about health sciences, and like God is all through health. Like God created all of us. That's pretty freaking cool.
One of the greatest opportunities I've had for my profession in the future.
If you're interested in something, or if you want to go to college, or if you want to make friends, go.
It's a 55-40 lead as we head into the fourth quarter. This game running out of time. Of course, we've got the men's game coming up next. It should start close to on time. Tab for a 7:30 start, just depending on how this fourth quarter goes. But Ross, Huntington didn't extend their lead by a lot, but they added one more point to it after that third quarter.
Yeah, I feel like Coach Darby Maggers had great production overall throughout 3 quarters, just piling it on.
It's been a balanced attack. A lot of Kellum tonight, but also a lot of Liv Raby as she gets inside for another 2-pointer.
Man, Liv Raby's been all over the place, too, for HU.
She's been excellent tonight, well over her season average now. She's got 16 points. Huntington running the floor again. Yoakum to the left. Kellum to the right, and she's got another triple, and it's the largest lead of the night, 20 for HU.
Man, splish splash everywhere from Bailey Kellum.
25-point night for the sophomore sharpshooter. She continues her fine run here at home for the Foresters. Been waiting for one of those big games, Ross. We're getting it right now. Inside, nice catch and score from Kate Thomas. That's the freshman's first 2 of the night. Huntington continues to face this press. I'm telling you, if you don't have depth, this is a tough team to play. Kellum looking for another triple. Make it 28!
Man, she's been on a roll tonight since off of her injury.
She is 9 for 16, 8 of 13 from downtown. Tough shot inside, fought for by Grace. It'll stick with them. 8 of 13 from deep. That's incredible, Ross.
That's an impressive overall there for Coach Darby Maggard, just hitting well from the 3-point arc.
One of the best players in the conference last year is just a freshman. She's awoken again tonight and looking a lot better and more comfortable. 3 on its way by Marshall. That one rims in. That pulls the Lancers back within 18. Kellum this time gets lots of attention. Inside, Raby catches. Melby back up top. And she had a good idea there, but Raby just not ready for it.
I just wouldn't think Liv Raby was not ready for that pass there.
That was a really good idea. Truthfully, a tremendous idea by Melby. Raby just turned because she saw that shot, she thought, going up from Gabi Melby. By the way, with Kellum's 8 3-pointers, she is 1 behind the school record for threes in a game. The record at Huntington University for a women's basketball player is 9, so she can tie that with 1 more triple. She's got it now, working through a few defenders, and that's going to be an offensive foul called on Bailey Kellum as Huntington turns it over again.
I am surprised that's only her first foul. That's pretty good, clean game so far for Bailey Kellum.
Coach Dan Davis wants another timeout, and that will send us to another media. Huntington up 16, Grace trying to battle back.
I've been interested in animation since I was really young. Animated movies have always been my favorite.
Heard about it from my dad. He had saw that they're having an animation camp. I told him that I want to go.
So my photography made me interested in working with cameras, and that's what I want to do.
It was a camp that had so much to offer, like everything I was interested in, it was being taught here and stuff.
The knowledge of animation, how it works, and getting better at it so I can pursue my future career.
And I've always just kind of been interested in this for so long, it was like I couldn't really pass it up. And I have learned those things, like professional things, things that I would not be able to do at home.
Some of my favorite experiences were just getting out and talking to people with similar interests, people who are passionate with the same thing that you're passionate with.
Back here in Platt Arena, it's a 63-47 advantage for the Huntington Foresters. And running out of time are the Lancers, but they have gotten it a little closer, got up to a 20-point lead. It's been all Bailey Kellum, though. 28 points. She's knocked in 8 triples tonight and just keeps it going, Ross. Just said it, 1 away from tying the school record for most threes in a game by an individual, 2 away from having the record by herself. And I'm assuming she might have a chance to do that a few more times here in Platte Arena, but a really good chance tonight.
It could be a really good chance for Bailey Kellum indeed.
Pointer missed the first one, but then it's put back there right at the rim. That was by Murphy. Great rebounder. We talked about having a quiet night offensively. Melby backs it up. Clock is on HU's side right here. Just got to take care of the ball and knock in a couple more shots in the remainder of this game. Raby back to work. Spins to her right. Scores again.
Nice spin move there from Olivia Raby.
She is having a big night tonight. Her best game was her first game of the year, and she's responded with a really good one here tonight. She's now up to 18. Left side, Murphy trying to get a little more involved. Three on its way is short by Marshall, and a foul is going to be called. And I'm not sure which Forrester it's going to be on. It looks like it's Liv Raby.
That's what I was thinking there.
Kinsey Ryman going to check back in the game. Checking out is Kate Thomas. That is just Raby's first, and she'll take a break as Addie Schenk comes back in.
Liv Raby has been playing well tonight for the Foresters.
Yeah, she's been awesome, Ross. This is one of the best games we've seen from her. Outside, shot on its way by Marshall, and Yoakum didn't allow the jump shot shooter to land, so she'll pick up another foul and a couple of free throws coming.
That's also Kendall Yoakum's fourth foul there.
So she's one away from disqualification, and it looks like she'll check out as Sheets will come back in. Grace has shot 15 free throws tonight. Huntington just 4. But Huntington has lived around the perimeter a lot this evening. First free throw in and out by Marshall. She's grown into a really good player. 16 games last year as a freshman, Ross. Or excuse me, as a freshman. 32 games last year. She averaged 5. This year, she's all the way up to 8 points per game. So each year, she's progressing and becoming a much better player. That's what you like to see out of young players that you recruit, especially from your area. Melby being defended well. Now Sheets has it. She'll have to control possession here. Kendra gets inside, bumped on her way there, but no whistle. Loose ball, knocked out of play. Grace battling for it. They got to get it across the timeline, and they do with Ryman. Pointer inside, touch foul on Kellum. Fouls piling up a little bit on HU. That's 4 in the quarter. One more, and Grace will shoot the rest of this fourth period. Pointer thought about the 18-footer, instead goes to Kinsey Ryman. She'll work as it's back to the basket, taken away. That one turned over by Pointer, and now Huntington pushes the pace and slows it down. I kind of want to see Kellum get this record, Ross.
I said I kind of want to see it too.
One away from tying the school record for threes in a game. Not had the ball in a while. I think Coach Dan Davis, after 8, had seen enough. Nelson was open for a moment. Kellum gives it right back to Annika. Melby gonna have to work with 4 on the shot clock. Gabi pulls from 3. That one is off. Rebounded, and then a late whistle comes in on Nelson. And now for the rest of this fourth period with 5:36 left, Grace can live at the free throw line.
I said that was a quick 5 fouls there for the HU team fouls there.
Talked about the men's game getting started on time. If we get this many whistles, it might get tough to start at 7:30. Free throw is up and in, this time by Emma Sperry, another freshman from Frankton, Indiana. Interesting note on her, Ross. She played golf, volleyball, and basketball in high school. Scored 1,000 points, but also on the volleyball court, 3-time conference champ. 1,472 assists, 893 digs to go along with 725 kills. Really great athlete.
Pretty good high school career, I would say.
In a lot of different sports. Huntington's lost the rhythm a little bit offensively. Backdoor cut, Nelson can't catch. Annika runs out of space, and it's another turnover. Huntington has scored 10 here in the fourth, but those all came quick. Since then, the intensity's really been turned up by the Lancers.
Maybe they're slowing down the pace a little bit, just killing the clock.
Back ahead and going to work, Becca Marshall. Bounce past the Pointer. Grace team has not made a lot of threes, so that does make it a little tougher to get back into the game as Kellum has a block. Bailey was open for just a moment, has to reset. Sheets into Shank, who's got good positioning. Works inside, right hand, can't get the roll. Grace piling up some stops right now. Murphy, she'll cut inside, falls away. She's fouled, and a chance to shoot 2 more free throws.
I say these fouls are keep piling up here for HU.
And that will take us to our media timeout. It is 65-51.
Maybe not.
65-52. Sorry about that. I confused everyone in the back even. That one's knocked in, and Coach Dan Davis wants another timeout. And Ross, if they send it to a media now, I'm going to be upset. It looks like it will be a full timeout, so we will go ahead and throw some commercials in there. It's 65-53 when we come back on FDN Sports.
This is a Grace College Lancers full timeout.
$65-53. A little confusion for me over here. I'm trying to still understand these media timeout rules. Sometimes it feels like we get 2 1/4 because of a timeout. This time it was just a full timeout, and the under 5 had already occurred when Coach Dan Davis called a timeout earlier. We don't have to worry about that anymore, though, because Dan Davis is out of timeouts here with about 4:30 left. Coach Darby Maggart still holds to all 4 of hers. She likes to keep them late to advance the ball in tight games and late game scenarios.
That's what I like about her. She just keeps it good.
Raby back to that same move, and it's worked all night long.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's been working for her.
She's up to 20. Her and Kellum have combined for 48 points tonight. Murphy keeping that pivot foot down, forces a shot up and scores over the smaller Melby. That's more of what we expected to see tonight from Murphy. Huntington's got to get it across in 2 seconds. They do with Melby. Once again, she'll reset. Even if Huntington can just use most of this shot clock, Ross, it puts them in a good spot over the next 3:40.
Definitely it does.
Melby gets to the rim. She's fouled, and she's got a chance for another 3-point play.
Man, Gabby Melby's been all over the place working hard.
She is so good in these late clock scenarios, getting to the rim and creating a shot either for herself or for a teammate when it looks like Huntington's in big trouble. And now Melby, you look up again, she's having one of those nights. Just 9 points, but 6 assists to go along with 4 rebounds. Melby puts the icing on the cake for the 3-point play. Huntington back up 15. Three-pointer on its way by Ryman. Looked good in the air, couldn't fall. Nelson pulls it out of there, and now Melby has the group out and running. Kellum to tie. Oh, that's Sheets. Excuse me, but it's just as good.
Man, swish there for Kendra Sheet.
I thought Kellum was going to have a chance to tie it. The dark hair threw me off a little bit there with Sheets as a foul is called again. Looks like Nelson lost her goggles down here on the far end. And she'll have to get those back from her head coach, Darby Maggard. So more free throws. It's going to be Pointer who's shooting them. This is the 22nd and 23rd free throw of the night for the Lancers. They've been aggressive living around that rim, and that's because they don't settle for many jump shots. They don't take many jump shots, and because of that, they get to the free throw line a lot. Pointer just 3 points away from tying a career high. It's a freshman. She's got 12 now, so just 2 away. Having an excellent night is Maddie. Melby working against this strong defense again for Grace. Sheets, pass fake, and then Kellum's fouled. It's just the second on the Lancers, so still a little bit till Huntington's in the bonus.
And that's Peyton Murphy's 5th foul there for the Lancers.
So she's done for the game. Not the night you'd expect from Peyton Murphy. 10 points this evening on 3 of 7, 5 rebounds. Huntington did so well at keeping her bottled up inside.
That's what I kind of liked about HU tonight. They went attacking against her.
Sheets to Kellum. This time she goes to the rim, goes up with the right. She's blocked, and it's pulled out of there as Ryman will push it ahead. Pointer, Euro step, scores again. That ties her career high with 14. Pointer having an excellent night. Great young player. Kellum, open for a moment. Probably a good decision to pull that one out.
That was a good decision there.
See if she can get maybe just one more chance to at least tie this school record. Melby surveys, finds Raby. Those two all night have been on the same page, and now Raby keeps the possession alive. Pointer dives on it, and it's going to be called a kick ball on Bailey Kellum.
I thought a second Coach Dan Davis was going to call a timeout, but he's out of timeouts.
Yeah, that would have been a technical foul. We've seen that with Huntington Forester basketball players before. $73-59, 2:16 left. Ryman gets it across. Pointer, who's having that career night, looks to add on to 14 points. Too strong. Rebound picked up by Morrison, a block, and this time it's on Nelson.
I thought that was kind of like a clean block shot there. She must have got the arm.
Have to take a look at the replay here. Maybe on the follow through, got the arm of Morrison. Morrison has had a quiet night offensively. She misses a free throw. Morrison just 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting. But once again, such a good three-point shooter in her high school days. Knocks down the second. 2 minutes left. This game getting a little tighter than I think Forester fans would maybe expect and really want right now. Kellum looking for an option. Bailey gonna drive left, finds Raby again. Liv between 2 defenders, finds Melby who shoots it. She's blocked and a foul comes in late. And Gabi Melby now is gonna shoot a couple from the charity stripe.
Got a personal foul on the play on the Lancers number 5 and the Spirit.
Melby, who spends a lot of time at the free throw line, will shoot just her second and third tonight. Gabi knocks in the first. Doing everything for this team, and handling that pressure all night long is such a tall task, and really you just got to be so conditioned to do that for 40 minutes, and we've seen that tonight from Melby.
And then it comes with senior dedication because Gabi Melby shows the true leadership for the program.
3 in and out. Melby another rebound. Here it is again. Gabi finds Kellum. She'll get it across once more. And a whistle comes in late. It's a touchy foul, and it's going to be a hold on, looks like Maddie Pointer, her third. So the next foul, and Huntington will shoot free throws the next 125. Melby controlling it again. Raby finds a cutting Kellum, and they can't connect as Bailey couldn't get away from the defender. It's a turnover. And with 1:18 left, Huntington still up 15.
Looks like Grace wants to go fast tempo here to end it.
Would take a true miracle at this point, but you never know. We've seen a lot of sports. Left side drive, Pointer. Ryman cuts through the lane, gets to the right rim, and blocked by Nelson. Sheets pushes it across, and now Melby able to take care of the ball with a couple of defenders around her. Just a few possessions left. Huntington looks like they're going to move to 9-7 on the year. 2-4 in the conference. They got a tough one with Spring Arbor coming up next. Melby trying to put it away, and she has with another two-pointer. 17-point lead for Huntington. Melby up to 14 points. Morrison finally hits a triple. 34.7 left. Kellum being guarded by a couple of Lancers. I would not expect them to foul here, and I was wrong. No, I wasn't. It's a Coach Darby Maggard timeout. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Overall, Ross, this is a quality win. The team that is technically above you in the Crossroads League, you take care of business on your home court, and now you face a Spring Arbor team that has some of the best players in this conference. You've got Nelson, a post player up there, and that's going to be a tough game on Saturday, which will actually start after the men's game at 3 o'clock. So a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different there. Maybe different schools have different rules, but overall, HU has played phenomenal around the arc. Even inside the paint with Olivia Raby, Addie Shank, man, they've been putting on a good performance. We'll see what Coach Darby Maggard said after the game's over with.
3 in double digits. Kellum led the way with 28 so far. Liv has 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Gabi Melby, 14 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. Addie Shank, 7 and 8 off the bench. Sheets follows with 5. Yoakum with 3. Nelson scoreless tonight, but has 7 rebounds and 3 assists. So it's been a full team effort tonight. And when you look back, this will be a quality win for HU. Ravy wants some more. Spins away from her defender and adds another bucket.
Olivia Raby's adding on to a bucket list.
It's been awesome here tonight. Pointer trying to grab a new career high. Gets inside. There it is. She's up to 16 points on the night. Not much time remaining. Huntington able to just dribble this one out. And the Foresters will move to 2 games over 500 as they try to claw back to that mark in the league. A 79-65 victory, Ross. A really good win for this Foresters team.
A really good win from the Coach Darby Maggard overall. Just a great performance all 4 quarters to handle the Grace Lancers tonight in the first game of the doubleheader.
Grace was getting a little closer there, but each time Huntington had an answer. And even though it wasn't a big scoring night for Melby, just again, so solid tonight. She's done it all year long. Of course, you finally get one of those vintage performances by your leader and Bailey Kellum as well. That was so positive to see. And now we will just wait on Coach Darby Maggard to stop over here following the prayer in the center. We do encourage you guys to stick around, though, because we've got a really great top 20 matchup between the number 17 Huntington Foresters, the number 16 Grace Lancers. I'm expecting that one to be loud and be a fun, fast-paced game between these two sides, Ross.
It will definitely be a fast-paced game. It's just going to be a lot of energy in the start of the men's game.
So Coach Darby Maggard checking in with her team before she stops on over. Got to be happy with that win tonight, and what a great crowd to do it in front of. You know, you don't have as many students tonight, and we expect that some more people will continue to pile in here for a top 20 game up next, Ross, but still such a good atmosphere for that into the women's game as well.
Yes, it was a great atmosphere and a great overall win for the Foresters in the first game of the doubleheader.
All right, we do have Coach Darby Maggard joining us following the 9th win of the season here tonight. Darby, you get production, of course, from Bailey Kellum. We kind of talked about that in the first half. But Liv Raby, an incredible game from her tonight. 22, 8, and 3, add 5 blocks. That's what we've been expecting to see from your sophomore, and she brought it tonight.
Yeah, Liv was amazing. She's been playing really, really well, and I thought tonight in her minutes, she played 33 minutes, and I thought for the full 33 minutes that she was on the floor that she was intense, she was purposeful with her movement, and honestly, like, the production from her was amazing, but like her leadership on the floor in the last few weeks of not only like in game, but in our practices has been amazing. And so it does not surprise me that this is the way she's playing today.
Guys head to Spring Arbor. Always a tough place to play up there. And of course, a really solid team with Alana Nelson, one of the best players in this conference. What's the goal moving forward the rest of this week and looking forward to Saturday?
Absolutely. Spring Arbor is a really good basketball team, and they're really well coached. They play really, really hard. And I'm excited to go up there and play them. I think obviously we've got some stuff that we need to clean up. Rebounding, one, it's been a theme all year, and so we need to continue to work on that just as a team. But honestly, if we share the ball like we did today, I'm going to be excited to go up there and play.
All right, Coach. Well, I'm going to be there on Saturday.
Let's go, Preston.
So we'll see you up in Michigan.
About.
All right.
Awesome. Sounds good. See ya.
See you, Darby. Coach Darby Maggard following a win, 9-7 now. We're going to send it to a short break. We've got a great men's game coming up next. Maybe the game of the night in the NAIA, the number 17 Huntington Foresters taking on the number 16 Grace Lancers here in just a few minutes.